years before COVID time. Okay, so wag ho dapat binabanggit ng DOH, wag nilang gawing dahilan ang COVID. At wag din po nilang gawing dahilan ang vaccine na nabiblame patuloy itong mga recipient dahil parang ayaw nila magpa-vaccine, kino-compare sa vaccine, ayaw nila magpa-vaccine, kaya hindi nila nakukuha yung gamot. So like I said, apples and oranges, no comparison. Now, sagutin lang po sana.
Sir, may I just, because ako ho yung nagbigay ng example. So kung ang example ng apples for oranges eh hindi ho naging sapat sa inyo, ako ho ang umaako nun because
Okay.
I was the one who came up
Thank
with the
you.
comparison.
Thank you, Mr.
The
President.
reason why I gave that comparison, sir, because the logistics issue is the same, the inventory issue is the same, it may serve a different purpose, it may be administered differently, but there are common issues that affect the delivery and the expiration. Yun ho ang reason kung ba't ko binanggit. I apologize na para ho sa ating kasamahan, eh hindi ho apples for apples yung aking response. But it is my response, Your Honor, and not DOH.
Near expiry, bakit po pinabayaan na umabot sa ganong stage? Sana po bago dumating sa maging near expiry yung gamot na yon, sana po yan po yung na-dispose of, nabigay na po doon sa mga recipient. So bakit po paabutin pa sa ganong sitwasyon?
They have an agreement with the suppliers to exchange this. So technically, for most, and I will verify with the secretary, for most medicines, it doesn't, hindi to tapon sa atin kasi papalitan naman po ng supplier yan.
Well, those people that were responsible for the negligence, and magpropide din po kayo sa akin ng dokumento kung ano po ang ginawa niyo sa mga tauhan niyo yun, ano po yung mga pinato niyo pong parusa. Meron na ho ba kayong dokumentong yon na nirequest po namin? Kasi po, we're talking of billions and billions of pesos na nasayang po, na baliwala ng mga medisina dahil po sa kapabayaan ng mga taga-DOH for years and years. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. President, umabot pa ata sa more than 20 billion pesos ng mga medicines na nag-expire sa mga bodega ng DOH dahil sa kapabayaan po ng mga tauhan nila sa DOH. I need to know who are those people that were responsible at ano po, where are they now? At ano po ang parusa ang ipinato sa kanila?
Mr. President, while the DOH is putting together some of the information that His Honor requests, may I just put on record in response also to the question that the practice, Your Honor, is that when there are medicines that are about to expire, the supplier they have an agreement with the suppliers to exchange this. So technically, for most, and I will verify with the secretary, for most medicines, it doesn't, hindi to tapon sa atin kasi papalitan naman po ng supplier yan. I've also verified this with, just again, sorry for the lack of a better example, but the mayor of Taguig City, my sister-in-law, na ganun din ang practice nila. Yung napoprocure nilang medicine, those that are about to expire, pinapalitan po ng supplier. Further, DOH states that what they also do, pag nakita nilang slow-moving ang particular na medicine, they transfer them to the highly burdened areas where it is normally consumed faster. So they are now in the process of, they want to be able to build more warehouses around the Philippines to reduce distribution delays. On that note, let me get the additional information that is available to us.
Tapos yung iba, talagang may agreement na tayo yung year expiring na pinakalit siya na.
Mr. President, during the pandemic, there were really supply chain issues. And for that reason, there were many instances where yung medicines were either not delivered where they were needed, and then there are also situations where you cannot say that it was an over-delivery, but because depending on the medicine, kung hindi lumalabas po ng bahay yung senior citizen, hindi pumupunta sa ospital, let's say, sabi mo ng cancer drugs yon, hindi nila na-avail. So talagang nangyari po yan sa atin during the pandemic. But now po that we are almost back to normal back to business, back to the usual practices, there is hardly any medicines that are expiring precisely because of this practice now in place that the suppliers exchange it. And this is written into every contract now that they are entering in with new suppliers. So I believe that's a good thing. Kasi dinatnan ko din po, Mr. President, colleagues, yung sitwasyon na ang daming natatambak na drugs. Let me just see if there's anything else I have to add. Okay. So to give more details, Your Honor, yung medicines po na near expiry were actually pulled out by the supplier and they were issued credit memos. And this information, Your Honor, was submitted to His Honor's office after the hearing.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. Near expiry, bakit po pinabayaan na umabot sa ganong stage? Sana po bago dumating sa maging near expiry yung gamot na yon, sana po yan po yung na-dispose of, nabigay na po doon sa mga recipient. So bakit po paabutin pa sa ganong sitwasyon? Does it means na overstock? Sumobra po yung pagbili ng mga gamot natin, kaya hindi ho agad na-dispatcha. Sana po na-deliver these medicines should have been delivered on time.
Yes.
In a timely manner, because we're talking about medicines here. Medicine saves people's lives.
Of course, Your Honor, we note His Honor's concern. Like we explained during the interpellation with the Deputy Minority Floor Leader, it is the job of DOH to ensure that the medicines needed are available. But there are instances, and let's just use COVID as an example because that is the example we gave the Deputy Minority Leader, na in as much as gusto nila lahat magpa-booster, yung uptake ng booster shot wasn't as high as we would want. But that is your duty to have that stock on hand. So with the upcoming, I hope it will not be an epidemic, but no one has asked the question, so I will volunteer the information. Yung ho dito sa measles outbreak, polio outbreak, WHO has predicted, and sadly, the Philippines is on top of the list dahil napakaraming batang Pilipino na hindi nakakuha ng kanilang regular shots. Kailangan po ready sila. So if the time would come na hindi pa rin nagamit yon, it was still their job, Your Honor, to have those stocks available. What they could have done and what they are aware of, because they gave me a list of things that they are doing to improve the consumption of the medicines and reduce the unuse, is to increase the campaign for these vaccinations. I'm talking about vaccinations. Iba naman ho yung kaso nung mga, the example again with the Deputy Minority Leader was yung HIV medication. During the pandemic, maraming hindi kumuha ng kanilang regular medication. So, dinideliver na nila yon house to house. So, His Honor's concern is very valid. But the reality is, when they say near expiration, within the, let's say, 6 months, no? Kasi, how many years yung normal life? Anywhere from 2 to 5?
24 months, may 36.
May 24 months, may 36 years. 36 months. Yung 6 na buwan, mamumove pa nila yon, o di kaya alam nila based on practice magagamit. Kaya yung sinabi ko din po kay Deputy Minority Leader, yung ini-improve din nila is yung inventory management and then yung reporting para talagang namumove ho yung mga drugs to the areas that they are most needed. But it's impossible to predict to the exact number kasi hindi mo rin naman sure kung sino yung papasok na next na patient na mangangailangan ng ganon. But meron naman silang estimates and that's why they have to move them around fast. And His Honor's concern is very well taken.
Okay, Mr. President, ginagamit even the last hearing, palaging sinasambit yung COVID and vaccines. It's orange and apples and oranges, no comparison. Kasi po, hindi naman to vaccine. At that time, at yung mga binabanggit ko rito na mga near expiry, mga medicines na mag-expire, hindi po to during COVID. This was years before COVID time. Okay, so wag po dapat binabanggit ng DOH, wag nilang gawing dahilan ang COVID. At wag din po nilang gawing dahilan ang vaccine na nabiblame patuloy itong mga recipient dahil parang ayaw nila magpa-vaccine, kino-compare sa vaccine, ayaw nila magpa-vaccine, kaya hindi nila nakukuha yung gamot. So like I said, sa apples and oranges, no comparison. Now, sagutin lang po sana.
Sir, may I just, because ako ho yung nagbigay ng example. So kung ang example na apples for oranges eh hindi ho naging sapat sa inyo, ako ho ang umaako nun because
Okay.
I was the one who came up
Thank
with the
you.
comparison.
Thank you, Mr.
The
President.
reason why I gave that comparison, sir, because the logistics issue is the same, the inventory issue is the same. It may serve a different purpose. It may be administered differently, but there are common issues that affect the delivery and the expiration. Yun ho ang reason kung ba't ko binanggit. I apologize na para ho sa ating kasamahan, eh hindi ho apples for apples yung aking response. But it is my response, Your Honor, and not DOH.
Thank you, Mr.
And then
President.
hindi din ho nila dinahilan ang COVID. Again, ako lang din ho ang nagbigay ng explanation na yon just to emphasize na naging malaking problema talaga sa kanila yung pag-determine ng inventory during the, exacerbated during COVID. But His Honor is absolutely correct. This problem has existed long ago. Our mistake here in explaining the issue was I limited my explanation to during COVID, but His Honor is absolutely correct. Prior pa to COVID yung problem. But on that note, that problem, they are saying now, no longer exists because of the reasons I gave, Your Honors,
So,
Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President. So ano pong ginawa ng DOH na para magkaroon po ng assurance tayong lahat na this will never happen again?
Alin po yung part na yon, yung nag-expire po? The fact that
Nag-expire
nag-expire?
yung mga gamot for so many years, paulit-ulit
Yes.
na naman po, and we're talking of millions and millions of pesos worth of medicines. So ano pong sistema that was put in place to ensure that this is not going to happen again?
Well, I've responded to that, Your Honor. I am happy to repeat it if His Honor would like me to repeat my response. My response was that they now have contracts with the suppliers na yung pong mga near expiration, so roughly maybe 6 months, depende na yun sa kontrata kung how long nga po yung lifespan nung meron silang contract which I had read into the record na bibigyan sila ng pull out yung gamot na yon nung supplier, and then bibigyan sila ng credit memo. May forms po silang pinapakita sa akin to show that this is in place, and I am told na halos lahat na ng suppliers nila ganun na rin ho ang kanilang contract. But before they even do that, they will determine kung saan kinakailangan ang supply, and they have been moving the supplies to the different locations, different hospitals. Most of the problems that have been documented in the past occur in hospitals and facilities, meaning warehouses and the like, in their own hospital. Kasi siguro walang gumamit noon. Kaya nga ngayon, kailangan mabilisan ang sharing of information para mapasa sa ibang facility kung saan ang mga pasyente na nangangailangan.
Okay, continue lang po. Thank you, Mr. President. So, yan po siguro isa sa mga document na gusto ko pong makuha from the DOH. Yung bong mga medicines na nag-expire, umuntik na mag-expire, and about to expire, na ma-provide tayo to make sure na yun po inapalitan ng bago mga gamot. Do we have a list of those? Do we have documents pertaining to those medicines na pinalitan po ng manufacturer?
Mr. President, I am told by DOH that it has been submitted to His Honor's office.
Nope, we have not. Otherwise, I wouldn't be asking for it today.
Yeah. I just want to show na really submit it. I'll be happy to.
I am looking, I am reading I have, hold on, I will pull out my glasses.
Oh my God.
This is an email. It's an email dated October 24, addressed to the Honorable Rafi Tulfo, member of the Committee on Finance. Dear Honorable Tulfo, on behalf of the Department of Health, we sincerely express our gratitude for your support during the sponsorship, so-and-so, and in accordance with the discussion and key agreements made during the said meeting, they are submitting. Medyo putol lang, but it was sent, Your Honor, on October 24. Is this the name of the
Legislative Liaison Division
Legislative Late ng Senate?
ng DOH.
Kayo nag-send to Senator Rafi Tulfo's office. Baka pa ho pwede lang, I mean, in good faith lang naman, pinapakita nila ho itong email na pinadala sa office nyo. Baka
Okay.
check nyo naman din yung email kung tama. Minsan, nagkaka-problem tayo because of that, but they're also happy, Your Honor, to resubmit.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dalawa na lamang po. So, how much is the allotted budget for 2023 for the purpose of purchasing new medicine?